This is our dataset attributes. First is country. The country data is the name of the country. Child mode is the death of children under 5 years of age per 1,000 live births. Exports is exports of goods and services per capita, given as percentage of age of the GDP per capita. The health is total health spending per capita, given as percentage age of GDP per capita. Imports is the imports of goods and services per capita, also given as percentage age of the GDP per capita. The income is the net income per person. Inflation is the measurement of the annual growth rate of the total GDP. Life expect is the average number of years a newborn child will live if the current mortality patterns are to remain the same. Total fur is the number of children that would be born to each woman if the current age fertility rates remain the same. GDP is the GDP per capita, calculated as the total GDP divided by the total population. First is the import and initialize. NumPy is used to read array. Pandas is used to read file. Matplotlib is used to plot point. And Seaborn is used to show figures. Last is the fcmins. Fcmins is to run the FCM. So first we need to import the data. The data set of our project is countrydata.csv. So we use pd.read to read the dataset. Data.shape is to check the column and row of the dataset. So our data have 167 rows and 10 columns. PD data frame is to show our data. So this is all our data set. Data describe is about the data analysis. So in data describe, it will show the mean, standard deviation, minimum, the percent, and the maximum of the data. Data is used to check the null of the dataset. If the value here is not 0, then it means that this attribute will have null data in it. So if all of the value are 0, it means that the dataset is perfect. The data info is used to explain the dataset information. So in this data.info, it will show the columns, the non-null count, and the data type. So here is the total data types used, such as float, integer, and object. And the total memory used is 13.2 or more kilobyte. The data.columns is to show the name of columns. This is all the name of the columns in our dataset.
Now it's data preparation and processing. First, we convert the data for string and number. First, we need to convert the data of name country to the number, like this one. For country 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, actually is the country name, but we convert the name data type for string to number. Then after that, we print the data sheet, then print the data. Then we try to drop the column of country for row. Then we use the data one equal to data drop the data from the axis one, this one. Then we print the data without we print the table without the data country. After that, we try to find the correlation matrix. Then we use the plot the figure 12 and add. Use the figure side 12 and add. After that, we try to find the correlation matrix for the data one table. Then we set the title as correlation matrix of the data. Then we show the correlation matrix of the data. After that is data distribution of each column. Then we try to plot a histogram graph for how many country of the choose modality and how many country for export. Then we also plot a histogram graph to how many country for health. Then also import, income, inflation, and life expectancy. After that, the total fertility rate, then also GDP. After that, we try to detecting noise of outlier visually. Then we use a for loop C in the data dot column. Then box plot is called to create box plot for the value in the currency. Then this code is used to set the level of x-axis of the block to the name of the current currency. Then we use the this group to show the plot on screen. Then for then we use the follow to try to show all the data for the for the noise for the detecting noise and outlier visually. Then this is the noise. This three circle is the noise of choose mode. Then this for export, health, import, total income, then inflation. After that also GDP.
My name is Lam Fuyan. I will present the modeling part. Before doing the modeling, we need to install the FCM method in the Python. Using this code, means install. After the install, we can import the library from cmeans import the FCM method. Now let's start the modeling step. In the modeling step, we have to transform the data into the normalized before doing the modeling. We transform data using the standard scalar to compute the mean and the standard deviation for each column. Then transform the data into the data. Oh, sorry. Data. Yeah, this one, data. And then now we can see that after transforming the data, the value of the data frame already changed. So we have to extract the data, extract the value to the data for the modeling. Now we can apply the fuzzy C-means algorithm using the data. In the fuzzy C-means, we use tree clustering. Using tree clustering means that they can classify three groups based on the data. Now insert the data, fix it, and then start the modeling. Now completed the modeling. Let's start to see the result, the modeling result. Now we have three class. We have three class 0, 1, and 2. Based on the result, we can insert the result into the new original data. This is country, and then now we add the new column, the group 1 and group 0, and then and so on.
So from here, we read the original data set again. Since the data is shabby, and to prevent confusing, we read the original data set again. And for more detail, we add the current names cluster and assign the pre-value into the cluster column. The value in pre is the cluster value where we get from clustering. This one. And to show in the table, we make a data frame and assign the country data into the data frame. So from the table, we can see that the Afghanistan is belongs to 2 and the Albania is belong to 1. So next we split the value in the data and store into variable data in the form of array and show the data. So we can say the all of the value of all of the value is stored in the array. For visualizing the cluster, we use the matplotlib scatter. So for x-axis, we select the value where the cluster is equal to 0 and corresponding to the x-axis. While for y-axis, also we select the value where the cluster is equal to 0 and corresponding to 1. Then we set the size of scatter is equal to 10 pixels and the color we set it to red. So for the cluster 1 and cluster 2 is the same code but the color is different. So for cluster 1 is blue while cluster 2 is green. Then we make a center for each row and set the size of center equal to 300 pixels. The color is black and the marker is we make it a plus symbol. Then we make a title cluster of countries. Put the X label, Y label, and we call the legends function from matplotlib. Then so this is the output of the clustering.